Hey guys, Workers Maintenance, episode 37 of Guess the Trade. But before we get into that new loadout, let's talk about episode 36. So we looked at Alex Simpson's loadout. He had the Klein Mod Box tote. Lots of really great tools inside there that we looked at. What was it that he did with those tools? My guess was industrial maintenance, which he said is kind of close. He said that he is a robotic automation technician. That's what he actually does with those tools. I don't think I remember anybody guessing that specifically, but that's what he does. So appreciate you sharing your loadout with us, Alec, and also spending the time to answer questions and telling us what it is that you actually did in your trade. Now we're going to talk about episode 37. Got one loadout that we're going to look at today. The loadout we're going to look at is for the 501st. He has a Milwaukee structured tote. I believe it's going to be obvious what his trade is as far as once you see these things, but we're going to jump into his tools and see if we can guess what it is that he does. So here's the outside of his bag. Again, a Milwaukee structured tote that also works within that pack out system. Out here on the outside, looks like we have a Unilite light and then also a tape measure of some sort. Maybe we'll see exactly what brand that is here in a minute. Scrolling to the other side, here's the other side. The flip side is a DeWalt tape measure. Looks like he's running a 25-footer. Black electric tape on that side, and then also a parts bag of some kind on this side. I'm still yet to have seen one of these in person. I've only seen them in these loadout videos. Next picture, here is one of the sides that's open. Looks like based on where that electrical tape is, that's this side over here. So he's also got some blue tape back in the back. This side, he's running the M12 impact on this side. Also something here that maybe we'll see in a minute. He does pull these tools out. And then a Fluke T Plus Pro. I used to have that tester. I actually just recently sold that after buying that T6 1000 Pro. And then he also looks like a Klein non-contact voltage tester, a receptacle tester of some kind down in there. M12 extra battery. Also does look like he's got a parts bag up here in the front. I barely noticed that gray bag. We'll see what's in there. And then it looks like this bag itself has something along the lines of a clear, parts container on the front side of the pouch, kind of like the Tech MCT Blackout that I have. But we'll go to the next picture. Here is that parts bag on the front. Lots of wire nuts in there. Looks like he's running yellows and reds. Also that ground type that's got the where you can run the ground wire through it and put your ground wires together. Looks like he might also have a big blue down in there as well. So he is running wire nuts in that. Here is this is what was in that pouch that was up there beside his impact. Looks like it is a Klein impact, or not impact, but insulated screwdriver set. All the flip blades. Really good screwdriver set right there. I like how those flip blades work on the Klein. It's a pretty decent set, and they are also all that slim, tip on the end. You don't have that little extra insulation. That's not a bad price or a bad set for the price as far as if you were to buy that. I don't know that any of them that I've seen come with this particular case. Maybe he bought that separate. I'm not real sure on that. Next picture, so here's the reverse side of the bag. Again, we're going to see these tools out, so I'm just going to show you the loadout on this. It does have a Klein torpedo level up there at the top attached somehow or other. Maybe that's magnetic. Looks like jab saw, several Klein screwdrivers. Looks like several Klein pliers. Also Knipex Cobras. Some sort of a Klein set right there in an orange case. Looks like he's got the magnetic nut drivers as well. That's that low set. Klein thermostat screwdriver, different bit drivers. He's got something tucked down inside of the zipper on this side. Also a little stubby tucked away down in there pretty tight. So holds quite a few tools, it looks like, on this side. Not a bad bag. Again, I like the idea of these bags. I like the idea of sticking a pack out organizer underneath of these bags. It's kind of, if I was to go with a Milwaukee bag for the purpose of snapping in organizers, it looks like to me these are more in line with the kind of storage you get out of a Vito. I'm just not sure for the price that I want to pay what Milwaukee has for these in comparison to instead of buying a Vito. But again, looks like a pretty decent bag altogether. We'll continue looking on. Next picture. So here is an up close looking down inside that bag. We can see a little bit more of what those screwdrivers are, so maybe you know what the lengths of those are to give you an idea of what you can fit. They've also kind of got the same kind of stuff like Vito's got up here for you to be able to hold some bit drivers up in the top. There's a Milwaukee right angle adapter as well. Again, we're going to see all these in a second, so I'm not going to delve in on the tools specifically. We'll go ahead and go to the next picture. So here we are looking at all the tools that were down inside of those. This was that orange box. That's a Klein, I forget what the name of this is. I've actually seen it on Amazon. I think it's like a power bit driver set or something is what they call it. I'm not 100% sure. I'll put a picture of it, or I'll at least put a link in the description. I'll put that up there so that you can see whatever that is in case you're interested. And then also, if you can give us your feedback on it, I'd appreciate that. So we'll continue on. He's got a pair of Milwaukee strippers, a little pair there. I don't even know that I've ever seen that small pair. Also a fastback. Other than that, he's got 100% Klein, it looks like. He's got 2 pairs of Lymans, also a pair of diagonals and a needle nose. I mean, anybody carrying 2 pairs of Lymans, I think you should have a pretty good idea of what line of work he's in. You're also getting in up here. He's got a headlamp up there, some sort of a Klein Tools little bag or something. Looks like almost like a neck warmer maybe. I don't know, that might be what that is, like a face mask neck warmer. Also label books. Let's see if anything else. I don't know. I'm not real sure what's in there. It looks like bits. So there's his Irwin jab saw. Also the Klein. That's kind of that electrician's folding hex key set right there. The stubby multi from Klein as well. He's got a pair of Knipix Cobras 10-inch. Some Klein snips. I think that's the second person here lately we've seen had that. Milwaukee right angle adapter. Klein, the 4-in-1, I believe is what that one is on the thermostat screwdriver. I don't think that's the 14. He's also got the multi nut driver set right there. That one's not the pass-through set, but that's just their multi. A lot of people always talked about that being too big. I had never bought that one, actually. Here is a Klein multi screwdriver. I know a lot of people really like this one. I've never had it, but it's got definitely longer bits for you to be able to get into places. I'm not even real sure what the number on that one is for 100% sure, but a lot of people like that one. I've never bought that one. He also has the ratcheting Impact 11-in-1. Then he's got a conduit reamer right here. I think that's one that also maybe holds a bit as well. Phillips and slotted small screwdrivers. Also a Phillips and slotted a little bit bigger screwdrivers. And then he's got a square, looks like a number 1, but it could be a number 2 just based on the zoom. And then he's got a combi bit one right there as well. So lots of Klein screwdrivers. I mean, you can look from right there. Everything he's got, even his little stubby up there. He really likes Klein, so he's got Klein all screwdrivers, Klein torpedo level there, Klein pliers over here, and then he's got the lone Milwaukee strippers right there, and a pair of Cobras. So he's at least on the Cobras. He's understood that yes, they're better than any other brand. I like Klein as well, but I'm buying Knipix Cobras for my tongue and groove pliers. I've not tried those strippers, so I don't know anything about those. I think he's got some more stuff going on. Yeah, so here's a picture where we can see maybe his bits a little bit better. So he's got some self tappers in there, or it's the basically it's the tap and thread drill bits. I carry those, so he probably runs into the same exact stuff that I run into, primarily for putting grounds in boxes and things like that. I use those all the time. Again, he's got that driver set. He's got some Klein gloves up there. I'm still not real sure what this is. I think it's something that you wear over your neck and your face during cold weather. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Here we've got the other side stuff pulled out. So he's got, again, the M12 Impact, also DeWalt 25-foot tape. Also has the commercial electric receptacle tester right there, Klein non-contact voltage tester. Not a big fan of that voltage tester or any of the Klein NCVs, to be honest with you. I personally don't know about this electric. I use the one that either comes with my circuit breaker finder, or the GFCI one is by far my favorite one, the one with the digital screen from Klein. I really like that one, so if you haven't picked that one up yet, that would be my recommendation for you for the 501st. And then also he's got the Fluke T Plus Pro electrical tester right there. That's a tester that I used to have. It's really good because even if you don't have batteries, if your batteries die in it, that top half still works as far as giving you voltage and stuff like that. But it's a really good tester. I just sold mine after I bought my T6 1000 Plus or my 1000 Pro, whatever the name is for that, because I just knew I was never going to probably get that one out again after I had that one. So a combination of the Fluke 324 and my T6 1000 Pro, that's the 2 meters that I primarily use all the time. But this one is a really good meter. if you're only doing electricity 100%, and you're getting into places where you just want to check continuity real fast and check voltage and stuff like that, because this one gives you a digital reading for voltage, but it also will give you that reading up there on the top, whether you've got batteries in it or not, so you don't even have to have power, and you can use that meter. Really good one if you are just in electrical. That's why it is called, again, an electrical tester. Not that they all don't test electricity, but this one's, I think that one's geared more for an electrician. Here's more of an up-close picture of that as well if you want to check that out. I think that might be the last picture. It is. So again, there's the tester side of his bag. It does look like down inside that one, looks like he's got some drill bits as well for drilling holes in wood studs, I would assume. So that's going to help me in my final answer. Actually, I'm glad I saw that. So we'll go back. There's his testers. Again, here's some up-close stuff. There's all his pliers and screwdrivers. There's the front side of his bag, or it could be the back, I don't know, but there's the tool side of his bag, basically, with it loaded out if you've been interested in these bags. And then we'll go to the outside of his bag before we get out of here just one more time so you can see both sides of that. But yeah, guys, there's his Milwaukee structured pack-out tote and those tools for the 501st. That's his loadout. Comment down below what you think it is that he does. I think it's without a doubt electrician. I think we can all see that. Sparky, you got the wire nuts. He's got the specific tester that's mainly just for 100% electrical. Almost all of his tools deal with electricity. And then as far as for my final guess, I'm going to go with residential, because once I saw those drill bits, not that a commercial electrician doesn't use those drill bits, and again, it could be just because my area, I think certain ways, your area commercial and residential could be completely different than my area. But I'm thinking wood stud framing and all those kinds of things like that, and most of the tools that I saw of his, even though he did have the conduit reamer, sometimes you do run some stuff in residential that is in conduit, but you don't necessarily use it maybe all the time because you typically get into NM or Romex cable, whatever it is that you want to call it. So that's going to be my guess, is residential electricity, whether it's maybe installs or service. He probably might do a little bit of both. I'd say his bag is geared more towards service, but you know, we're not seeing 100% of his tools. But I'm going to go with residential electrician. Make sure you drop down in the comments below what your guess is. Also, if you've got some questions for him, ask those down below as well. Hopefully, he'll give us answers on that. But that's the 501st loadout. Make sure and put your guess down below. As always, I hope this video was interesting, helpful in some way. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next video.